tape. You ain't got money, so get out my face. How you sell push when they watch it, they fake. I heard they killing you, got you a case. I heard you a snitch. You told them.
What is up, guys? It is BigGucciSosaBaby. I'm back at it again with another video. Today we'll be doing a first boss tutorial on Phoenix Cannon Elite. This boss fight requires a lot of mechanics, and they're very easy to grasp once you become more familiar with the fight. As always, I will post a timestamp in the comments for each mechanic in the room. If I forgot anything, or if anything bugs you about this raid, let me know in the comment section and we can chat it out. Typically, you want to run it with 2 tanks, 2 heals, 1 troll, and 3 DPS for a safer, more organized run, but it is possible to run it with 1 tank with a group that is very experienced with the raid. So let's get into a quick rundown of this fight. The first thing you want to do in the beginning of the boss fight is to avoid that middle area due to the adds that lay on the floor. Once they rise, they hit the closest thing to them. So try to stay closer to the entrance during the beginning of this boss fight. The next thing we're going to talk about is her skull charge attacks. Block on every single skull attack or you will get 1 shot. Sometimes she'll do a direct charge on her skull which spawns tornadoes next to nearby group members. If you stand in them for too long, you will die, so just roll away from them. If the burn's very fast, she may do multiple charges back to back as she did there, so be very cautious after she does her first charge. Be cautious of these also during the portal phases. The next skull attack is her hand claps. When she gets to 50% health, she'll start her first hand clap. Then when you burn her down a little bit more, she'll do another one. Then you burn her down a little bit more, then she'll do another one. It's important to note that she'll clap in every direction, and she always starts off on the north side, which is towards the big window. Then she'll go east, then she'll go south, then she'll go west. If you are on the north side, as you'll see in the clip, she starts her hand clap facing the north, so if you're between her and the big window, you will die. All you gotta do is be cautious of the hand claps during the portal phases. You may need to block while running towards a portal, so just scan the whole room for the small portal while you're blocking to make it quicker for you. Also, she may sometimes hand clap in the same direction 4 times. She sometimes may reset her hand clap and do it 8 times, or she sometimes may charge and then reset and do her hand clap 4 more times. So you just have to be careful with what's going on and what she's doing when she's hand clapping. As you'll see in this next clip, it's very important to stay spread out due to breakouts. If you're too close to somebody and you break out, you can kill them just like that. There are 2 types of animations for the breakouts. There's the one where you have your hand on your head, just like seen in this picture. And there's this one where you have your hand on your sides. This is the one where you don't want to break out. It's just like DWF. As you'll see in this next clip, this is also another danger of breaking out from the hands on your side motion, animation should I say. As you can see here, a bunch of people just broke out. I don't even know how many people, everybody broke out and just killed everybody. As you can see, we have 2-3 people down and we're trying to recover from this. So it's very important to be careful when you're breaking out, knowing what animation you're in when you're breaking out, or you can wipe the group. So next is the portal phase. When she says your world has come to a blah blah blah, the portal phase has begun. So stop what you're doing and look around for the small portals. Do not go into the big portal in the middle because it won't save you. They spawn in 3 random locations on each side. You want to get inside the portal in order to get an aura that protects you from the big portal once it explodes. If you don't get in, you will get 1 shot. Once you're inside the portal, you can leave the small portal once the timer on the small portal runs out. As you can see there, 1 person did not get very close into the portal. You want to make sure you're creeping up in there. That's what you want to do. You want to make sure you're as close into that portal as you can possibly be so you don't die. You can also hide behind the steps located on the left side of the room on the opposite side of the big portal. The only issue with that is that you have to wait for the big portal to blow up before you're able to roll back into the fight. So remember, be on the opposite side of the big portal in the middle. So these are just a couple camera angles here just to show you what my screen looks like when I'm looking around for portals. This is from the entrance side, and this is from the front of the room. Usually this is where the tank usually is. It's also important to note that when you're looking around or running towards portals, Lady Blackhawk may do her skull attacks, like her hand clap there, where she may charge the group. So it's very important to keep an eye on her while you're running to the portals like I'm doing here. That way you have your eyes on her at all times in case she does her skull attack while you're looking for a portal, so you don't die. As you'll see in this clip, sometimes she charges a group member while they're inside the small portal, so try to remain blocked and take your death like a champ if you're not able to roll back in time. As noted earlier, try not to break out in the small portals. I know it's very tempting to do so, especially with you having to always block all the time. Try not to do that just because it could wipe the whole group, so just be cautious of that. Also, finally, just be careful not to stand between Lady Blackhawk and the tank, because you're pretty much a hitting bag for the tank while you're in that small portal. So just try to keep space or try to avoid that portal altogether if you can. And lastly, this raid requires a lot of luck during the portal phase. As you can see here, we're gonna have ads spawn behind us and the tank is on the complete other side, and she's hand clapping also. So a lot of those things will be happening at the same time sometimes. So just try to remain blocked or pop a group shield or drop a supply drop. The last mechanic about this fight here is the suppressor. As I said earlier, every single roll is crucial to defeating this boss. So this is the damage that a suppressor can do to the group. As you can see, I have the laser on me. I can't heal anything, I can't block. If it's on a tank, they can't pull, they can't shield up, they can't do anything about it, and it can potentially wipe the group as it did right there. The suppressor must always be crowd controlled or stunned or knocked off balance at all times. As you can see here, Devlin does a good job keeping the suppressor stunned. The suppressor usually comes out after the first portal phase, so be on the lookout for it. The troll should crowd control the suppressor with crowd control powers or use a lasso. But be careful not to spam the lasso or your crowd control powers to avoid the suppressor being immune. Use the crowd control on the suppressor once the suppressor breaks free from your crowd control or your lasso. The troller should always try to keep a close eye on the suppressor at all times. I know during the boss fight you still have to worry about her charges, so I could end the small portals and stuff like that. So I would suggest that you face your camera towards Lady Blackhawk while in the back of the room and keep the suppressor on your right. If you're on the right side, keep the suppressor on your left side, face the camera towards Lady Blackhawk. I'm sure if there are other ways to crowd control the suppressor, you guys will let me know in the comments. Also note that the DPS don't have to burn the suppressor because it will just respawn. Other players with crowd control powers can actually help the troll keep it suppressed if the troll is struggling or if the troll is suppressed himself or herself. So running this raid so many times, there are some things that I've picked up. They're not necessarily mechanics, but they are like tips and tricks that can help you during the boss fight. One of those tips involves death. When you die the first time and somebody revives you up, don't get up immediately. You always want to be aware of your surroundings before you get up. You could be in a tornado, she may be doing the portal phase, somebody might be breaking out next to you, but the most important, as you can see here, her stomp takes everybody down to about 35% health, and I see a lot of people getting up as soon as they get revived, and then she does a stomp and they go instantly right back down. So you want to wait for that to happen first before you get up, especially during the portal phases too. If you are down and you see a portal is far away, try to stay down until the portal phase ends and then you can get up. For the healers, it's very important to note that after she does her stomp, she does put a dot on 3 other people. Also, those people who have the dots will have a hard time picking people up if they're dead. So this is a perfect raid with communication and more raid awareness. So you want to be aware of those things while you're trying to pick people up. If you have a dot, you may say, hey guys, I need help or a shield here while I'm picking this person up because I got a dot on me. The next thing is about pickups. Pickups is very important during this raid. If you run this raid a lot, you kind of get a sense of when people are going to die, so you do have that split couple seconds to know and to get prepared to pick somebody up. For example, if somebody doesn't make the portal phase, you can see them running to the big portal, or you see that they don't make it, you know they're eventually going to die, so you can prepare to pick that person up. The last note I took was for the tanks. Please, 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 tanks, do not face tank Lady Blackhawk. She will 3-piece you. The way you tank her is you can kite tank her as the tank is doing here. As you can see, he's just jumping left and right, making sure that Lady Blackhawk doesn't touch him. The other method is to use the explosive block method. Using explosive block is perfect for tanking Lady Blackhawk because when she lunges you, the explosive block will just work instantly and she'll just fly across the room. What you want to note about the explosive block is sometimes she'll get through it about 2 or 3 times in a row. So what you want to do is you just want to block and roll away from it and let her lunge you again. Every time she explosive blocks off of you, I usually throw a single taunt out there just so I don't lose aggro every time she gets off of me. So that's very important for the tanks to know when tanking Lady Black. Last to note about the explosive block, sometimes the explosive block pushes her towards the group, especially when they're fighting ads and she may charge them. So what you want to do is you want to let her lunge you first and let it go through, and then when you have her closer to the wall or the window, you could start using the explosive block again. And then one bonus tip is that everything is health based, so the faster the burn is, the more mechanics you need to watch out for. So let's get into the pros and the cons. Moving on to the pros, it's very good for players with battle awareness. It's good for testing out survivability. Communication is needed. It's a great test of strength of your heals. You need to think on the spot and you need to adapt to what's going on. It's great for range powers and great range DPSs. Multiple mechanics are done at one time. It's a decently hard raid for elite and not a lot of people are able to beat the first boss alone. Every role is important and requires you to actually know your role in order to complete. Moving on to the cons. It's not a good fight for long animation powers. It does do sometimes more than 2 mechanics during the portal phase due to the fast burn. The stuns are crazy. It's every 15 seconds. You're just getting stunned, breaking out. You need to be extremely bunched up for the small portals, and people just like breaking out. That's just what it is. So those are just a few cons for this raid. And that completes the tutorial, guys. Thank you for watching. I like to give a shout out to my subscribers and everyone who watched my last video. You guys are amazing. I did not even expect all that feedback, guys. The likes, the views. Oh, you guys are amazing. The comments, we chatted it up in the comment section. You guys are awesome, man. So I want to do a $10 PSN giveaway on my next video, not this one but the next one. I want to give people more time to get accustomed to my channel before I start with the giveaways again. So all you have to do is be a subscriber and leave a comment below on my next video. So GG guys. Whew, it's been a long video. Thank you guys for watching and God bless.